Right, so this video is basically a continuation of the 502 wood glue video. Right, so the first one was a test and we've figured out now that the Titebond is actually better than the 502. But I still want to make a segmented bowl just to test it to see, because that was an extreme test and I want to test it to see what it's like in the real world. Segmented bowl, it's really the reason why I bought the glue, because it's cheaper, because you use a lot when you make a segmented bowl. Hence the reason why I wanted it, because Titebond will be really expensive to you using so much glue. So this is how I did it. I'm not saying it's the best way to do it, but it's the way I did it. Draw a circle, segment it off, and there you can get your angles. You can go onto apps and download apps to get your proper angles and everything else, but this was just a quick and easy way. Personally, at the stage that I'm at making segmented bowls, which is right at the beginning, they don't need to be perfect because most of this is going to be turned away anyway to leave the bowl there. So this is how I do it. Got my glue. I'm now just going to glue them all up. Quick and easy. No great shakes. I'm sure this is totally boring for most people that are watching it, but it's just to give you a quick idea of how I do it. There we go. Like so. I'm sure I'll get complaints now. Oh, you're putting too much glue. Oh, you're not putting enough glue. But like I say, this is the way I'm doing it. So like it or lump it. If you don't like it, do it your own way. There we go anyway. Nearly done now. There we go. Like so. And then what I used, quick and easy as that, you get loads of glue time to do it. I now use tie clips, simply because I have so many. Like so. Bit of a fuss just to get it all level. But when it's all done, it should do it nice and tight like that. A couple of the glue just aren't quite perfect. Actually, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. As you can see, that's it really. Just like that. Leave that to dry and see what happens. Simple as that. Let me just let the cat out. So, basically, as you can see by the drawing, you just do your circles bigger and bigger and bigger, or the same size, whatever, to get your bowl, and then you've got something to turn then when it turns. And in sheer Blue Peter fashion, here's some I made earlier. These ones, all glued together using 502, slightly thicker. This is another test that I'm doing. These ones, this one that I just showed you there is actually made from pallet wood. I'm not sure what it is actually, but it's just pallet wood. These ones are made from wooden chopping board, which was from IKEA. Old chopping board in the house, rather than throw it away, I thought I'll see if I can make a segmented bowl out of it. So not only am I going to try and make a segmented bowl from a chopping board, I'm also testing the 502 glue, see how it works out. That way, if it fails, it hasn't cost me anything really, because it was an old chopping board. And basically, all these are going to be glued together. These three here are a bit more interesting, just to because they're all the same, with a couple of larger ones. But these ones, it's that pallet wood is quite dark, and then on the centre one, I've gone chopping board, pallet wood, chopping board, pallet wood. So, and the pallet wood's slightly darker. So I'm hoping when it's done, you've got almost like a ladder effect. The dark, dark, dark. Whether it'll work, I don't know. And you know, once I get better at this, what I can actually do is be a lot neater when I'm making my rings and stuff like that. But consider I think it's the second time I've done something like this. I just find that the quickest and easiest way to do it. And anyway, all these have then got to be glued to a base, which I've done here. I've got my tenon. It's just a big chunk of wood. I've already glued 2 of them on, again using the 502. So that is basically, I want to turn that now. I want to keep this flat surface because these are all planed, so that I can put the next ring onto it. But I just want to turn this to get it level, give it a bit of an angle, just shape up the inside to the inside of the bowl. Because as the bowl gets bigger, as you can see, it's going to be quite big. It's going to be harder to get the tool into there. So this is my thoughts after watching way too many YouTube videos. If I do this now, it's already well on its way then, and I haven't got to do that bottom bit, and I can build up the next level, do that, and the next level, and do that. But that is now basically ready to turn. Just this first section. Once I've done that, I'll glue a couple more rings on it, turn that. After that, I'll do a couple more rings on it and turn that. And we'll see how it goes, see how it progresses. You know, again, I'm using the 502 glue, so whether it's going to fail on the first time I turn it and touch it with a chisel, bosh, and it all breaks off, I don't know. But I don't think it will. It's glued up really well. I'm really chuffed with it. I've made sure I've got all my glue joints nice and tight. So I can't see there being a failing. But time will tell. Time will tell. Next thing is get it on the chuck. Okay. I've got the base and 2 glued up rings all glued together, and I'm ready just to turn it. All I want to do is just smooth off all the inside, maybe make it slightly concave, smooth off the outside. I can bring this around here, I can show you better. I basically want to just round that over a little bit. This is going to be, there's not going to be much left of this. The base will come down along here and it will come up there like that. That'll be the base, that kind of shape, and then who knows what the rest of the shape will be. We'll figure that one out later. But for now, all I want to do is round these off, make it so it's like a nice level joint with the base and this, rather than this gap, just to tidy up. But I don't want to touch this faceplate too much because the next ring is going to be glued onto that one. So that isn't the aim. The aim is just to smooth this slat out and smooth the inside out, because when the next rings go on, they're slightly smaller and it's going to be harder to get the chisel inside and a bit more scary. So my thinking is, after watching way too many YouTube movies, round this off now, round this off, then put some more. Turn the speed just a little bit. Right, I'm sure at this point, if I knew how to use a computer better, this is the bit where they go in fast motion, isn't it? Speed it up a little bit. But I don't know how to do that, so we'll stick with this. But to be fair, that's coming out really well. I'm quite chuffed with that. You can see where when I glued it on, I was slightly off centre, or my rings weren't quite round. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It'll become part of the design, shall we say? But yeah, let's just crack on with this and see how we get on. engravings are quite interesting. Look, starting to get a bit of shape to it now. That's what I'm trying to do. See, we've got a bit of a shape here, and the rest of the bowl will be built up there. And I've still got plenty to play with here, depending on whether I decide to come into there or whatever. So next job, tidy up the inside a little bit, just to flatten that off. I might make that a little bit more concave so it doesn't look so